out of your...
Get lost.
Hi guys. Plant friends, so it's a very sunny Sunday afternoon. I think it's afternoon already. And sorry, I've been in a break. There were a lot of events I got engaged with, so I'm just coming out with this second video, and I hope that you guys will continue to support Gelo Sanctuary YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe and click the notification button so that you'll be updated on when the next video is coming up. So this afternoon, we are privileged to have a very special guest. And this video is in partnership with Macetera. So we'll give you some introduction about their soil mix. So, and also if you are interested to know more about Macetera, you can visit their FB page, which is Macetera. So without further ado, I would like to have and introduce to you our special guest, Buchi.
Hello. Hi guys.
Hi Buchi, how are you today?
I'm doing good and it's hot, right?
Yeah, you're very sweaty. It's like you're...
Welcome to my kingdom.
Yeah, finally! It's been a while, no? I've been
Yes.
asking you to visit this place for...
It's been months since
yeah.
you invited me.
Since the convention.
Yes,
And
I
since
think
you're
so.
already a celebrity.
I'm not. I'm not a celebrity.
So I think it's just good that we share to our friends in YouTube, in the YouTube community, about your amazing agave collection. So what we're going to do is that we are going to have a tour of Buchi's collections.
Sure.
He has a lot.
Yeah.
And then he is also going to teach us how to repot agaves.
No.
So Buchi, if you can tell me something about yourself, when did you start? What triggered your addiction?
Yeah. I started March 2017, so almost more than 2 years now. And I started with this agave plant. Used to
So
be,
this is really your first plant.
Yes.
So why agave?
I don't know, but the color, the thorns, it's
The
very
structure.
yes, very attractive.
Sorry if you don't
I-
mind me pulling some weeds here.
Yes. This one used to be very small, like this, smaller than my
Fist.
yeah, my fist, and it grew up this big, and it
Wow.
produces 100 pops, which I already gave to my friends already.
Okay.
I have 2 of this, so I like the growth because it's compact, especially if the sun is like this. It's very hot.
Yeah. And I think that's a very good point that you mentioned that, because we know it's a struggle and
Yeah.
you've gained your reputation because of really growing very compact agaves, which I think, like what you mentioned,
Mhm.
it is really what's important in,
Yes.
in an agave plant.
Yes.
So you
And
have
very-
to...
I'm actually very particular with the growth of the agave. I want it very compact. If I saw an agave which is exfoliated, oh my god, my
You just give it away.
having headaches.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So in the span of 2 years,
Yes.
how many agave have you had already?
I think species, the last time I counted was like 170. So I think and there's an additional 3 again. So I think that's 173 species. of
Wow.
agave.
And that's 173 species, not
Yes.
plants.
Not plants.
So how many plants do you have
I don't
here in this rooftop?
I don't know. We can count it.
I'm not sure if we're going to have time for that, but
Yes.
you know. So this is your first. So I'm looking
I have
forward-
actually 2. The other one was there.
Okay. So do you mind if you're going to tour me around? I
Sure,
might,
no
you know,
problem.
ask you some of the names of this. So I know you're very much well versed with it. So
I'm familiar with the name.
So great big let loose. Yeah, I'm feeling down. When you get what you want, maybe I should start over. There's nothing left to want. Open that up again. You don't know what you want.
So as you can see, we're right beside Pasig River, and Bucci is going to give us a tour of his rooftop garden.
Hello.
So, so Bucci, what do you have here? So what's this?
Yes, this is one of my favorite plants.
Okay.
This one all of this used to be very small,
Okay.
and when they grow up, I can actually notice the spines are getting bigger. So these plants are one of my favorites, especially this types.
So what's this?
These are agave titanotas.
Okay. Wow. So in just the span of 2 years, it has grown to this size.
Actually, this one less than a year only. Actually, 1 year. Sorry.
From a pop?
From a pop, 1 year.
Wow.
This is my fastest growing titanotas.
Wow.
Titanota. This is the titanota white eyes.
Wow. Awesome.
As you can see, with the reflection of the sunlight, it's actually glowing. It's like
Correct. So
very
like
bluish.
somehow blue, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then this one is also Titanota
Titanota.
variety.
This is locally, I bought this from Benguet, and yeah, it's actually good. I bought this for, I think it was 350.
Wow. And right now,
Right now, it's very,
like how expensive is this one? I know you're not gonna sell, but just in case.
for this size,
Hmm.
I know some growers or farmers in Benguet still sell this for that price, but it's very small.
Correct. But for this
For
one,
this, I think it will be 2,000 pesos.
wow,
I think so.
Yeah.
Approximately.
very compact form.
Yes.
So what else do we have here? What about this one? This seems to be
one of-
bluer than the other
Yes,
one.
actually, one of my favorite. I got this from a friend.
Okay.
Yeah. It was he bought this from the States.
So this is also a Titanota.
This is agave pygmea dragon toes.
Ooh, the dragon
Yeah,
toes.
because if you're going to touch the leaves, it's very rough. This is its protection from the sun
Okay.
compared to this other agaves.
Okay. It's like an animal skin though.
Yeah.
I thought it's more velvety, but it's
Yeah.
not.
I got this for very small pop, like let's say 5 leaves, small leaves,
Okay.
and this is almost 2 years now. Next year, actually.
Wow. So a lot are celebrating their birthdays. Actually. Okay, so let's move on. So you have other varieties here.
Varieties, and this is one of my favorite titanotas. I got this from an old collector. This
Mhm.
has no specific name yet.
Okay.
Other agave titanotas specialists are very confused with the species of this agave titanota because it has no name yet.
Why? What's different? What do you think is different from that plant
From
to the others?
Yeah, because it has lesser thorns here compared to the others. It
Okay.
has lesser thorn, and look at the length or the
The width?
yes, the
Yeah,
width.
okay.
It's like more than 4 inches
Okay.
compared to others.
To others. Okay.
And the color is lime green.
Okay.
Very
You have a very
unusual.
nice view here
I know.
of Manila. Okay, so and this one is also Titanota.
Titanota, I got this from a friend as well.
This is different from the other one.
Yes. This
Okay.
is look at the shape. It's very pointed, so you can see the distinct
Okay.
from it. Yeah.
And then this one is more like the dragon toes, but it doesn't have the texture.
Yes. This is the agave pariae truncata. This is actually very common in California and the Mexico. It came from Mexico actually. All of the agaves actually. I got this from a seller friend.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I grew up like this now. It's very big
Very nice.
and compact.
So you also have a lot here
Yes.
on top of these cages. So
Correct.
what about this one?
What?
Creme brulee, right? That's the creme brulee. So how long have you been taking care of this?
November 2017. So it's almost 2 years.
Okay.
Almost 2 years old. So
Okay.
very easy to grow actually.
Okay.
Just needed more sun.
And then you have like poppy cages here. And I noticed there are more of aloes here.
Yeah, I'm starting collecting aloes then.
Why?
In the absence of agave.
Agave.
You cannot buy agaves anymore.
Okay. So if you're going to pick one here, which one would you choose? Which one is your favorite on this puppy cage?
Yes, my favorite is this aloe dragon chaser. It was given to me by my friend because I like the tea. It's very red.
Yeah, very
And
red.
underneath that, the leaves are bluish.
Right.
Very good.
So what makes them blue?
Sunlight. Very important, sunlight. And the soil should be gritty
Okay.
or rocky. Very easy, fast drying soil. That's actually my technique for a stress aloe.
So here on this rooftop, you pretty much have an all day sun, right?
Yes.
You don't have any protection, you don't have shade. So that's good for agave and for aloes, you
For
think?
arid plants like
For
this,
arid plants.
not only for aloes, but you know, for
Okay.
cacti as well.
Here are some more aloes
Yeah.
from Butchie's collection.
Most of my aloes were just given to me by my friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should be friends with your friends.
Yes.
And why am I not?
Because they're very easy to pop, so
They just give it away.
give it away and I'll take care of it, and I'll make it better.
So some of here I would notice like they are becoming somehow reddish, and that is because of the stress, right?
Stress, sunlight, lesser
Watering.
less water. That's it. Because that's their natural habitat.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say.
Oh
hard
yeah,
to-
Victoria.
Yeah, the agave Victoria Reginae. Those
Mhm.
agaves are hard to maintain.
Why?
That's why I have this net.
Oh, okay.
Protection from the sun. They can easily burn.
Okay. Then other agaves.
Other agaves. One of my precious there is this, the agave white rhino, the Reginae white rhino.
Ooh, where did you get that?
From a friend. He trusted me that
To be able
Reginae-
to grow it.
Yes.
And it's perfect for.
It used to be very small, like
Okay.
3 leaves,
Really?
small leaves.
Wow.
And
How long have you been taking care of that?
Almost 2 years.
2 years.
Reginaes are very slow growing plants.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have should have a patience to.
Okay, and I can see you have more agaves here. I think these are more pops from your mother plants, or
No.
these are new ones.
These are new one single plants. So,
Okay.
If you notice, I really love having small plants or pops because you can have
You can grow them.
by yourself.
Yeah.
Than buying large specimen, so you'll get used to your location and
Okay.
they will grow better actually.
Okay.
We're going to have it.
Because sometimes if you are going to buy big specimens
Yes.
and you put it in an environment that will not support
Yes.
the growth of that specimen, then it's not going to maintain the compactness.
Yes, that's correct. Somehow. But agaves are tough, so they can still manage to acclimate to your location.
Okay. So do they toil it?
Yes.
They do?
They do if
Okay.
they don't have sunlight.
Okay.
You must have at least 6 hours of hot sunlight.
Okay.
Not only morning
To make it
sun.
work.
Yes.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to have them like
To follow your dreams.
Yeah. To have them sunburn. First of all, you have to acclimate the plant.
Okay. So what is this one?
That's the Agave desmetiana.
Oh,
I got that from a friend.
very nice.
You notice,
and this one, this big one.
This is actually still small. The
What's that?
original specimen of this is like 6 feet. So that's the
Wow.
Agave ovatifolia. That's native to
Mexico.
Mexico.
I suppose.
Actually, all of them are all native to Mexico.
You have a very huge Regina in here.
That's not actually Reginae.
Really?
That's the family of Reginae. That's the Ferdinand Regis.
Wow.
That's the king version of the Reginae.
Okay. This is your Dikya collection.
Yeah, this is my Dikya part collection.
Wow.
And these are one of my old plants before some of my agaves.
These are popping like crazy.
I know, and it will make you ouch.
Yeah, I think it's harder to repot than an agave, right?
Yes, and look at the colors. They're being stressed with the sun.
Right.
Dikias loves more water than agaves.
Oh,
You can actually water Dikia every day, twice a day,
wow.
as far as there's a sunlight.
Okay, and what is this one specifically?
Yeah, I got this from Sir Noy.
Mm.
It used to be very small. This is only like 10 months.
Wow. And it has grown that
Yeah.
big already. Okay, and what else do you have here? So I was asking about you this earlier.
Yeah.
This is actually not
That's not an agave.
an agave. What's that?
This is a Manfrida.
Okay, and
Yeah.
this is part of when you try to pollinate it with an agave.
Yes.
That's where
Another species will come, which will be
Which-
the mangave. It's a combination of this plant, Manfrida,
Okay.
and an agave. Later, I'll show you how this look like. The
mangave.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's move on. So this one, I've asked you about this because I really love this when it's very big, very architectural, the form. This is also not an agave, right?
Yes, that's not an agave, but it's from a family. Just a family from
Of agave.
Yes, that's the Fucrea.
I love the variegation on this one. And you have a Pachypodium lamare here, right?
Yes, I'm starting collecting Pachypodium as well because I know that they're fast growing. I love tree-like plants. Like
Nice. Very nice. And this one is Ayuca.
Yucca. Yucca arabica. Someone told me that's the name of it. So that's it.
So I assume it comes from the Middle East.
Yeah.
And
That's why
is
it's
this a
arabica.
pop?
Yeah, that's a pop.
Wow.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I cut this if it will branch out,
Okay.
but I'm not really sure.
Okay. So this ones, you've done this during the convention, and what do you call that process again?
The coring or
Coring. Okay. So when you core an agave, this is what happens.
yes, it will pop massively.
Okay.
Like this, for example, this plant is from Taiwan.
Okay.
So this is actually a very good specimen. It's actually a hybrid from Taiwan.
Okay.
So I cored it because I'm bored with my life.
So that's what you do.
Yes,
You-
I actually removed several pops of it already
Really?
and sold it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very nice.
and this is the blue glow. That's the
Okay.
blue glow.
Okay, and then let's move on. I think this is the second part of your rooftop garden. You have some aloes here. You have Sansevieria.
They love the sun actually.
Yeah. This is pingui, right?
Yeah, Pingvicula,
Pingvicula.
the walking plant.
Very nice form as well. Very fat and.
Pinkiai.
Okay. Oh,
It's
Pachypodium.
my small pachypodium. I told you earlier
Yeah.
that I'm getting addicted with it as well.
So these are more of your propagations already, right?
Yeah. From actually that's a single plant, but I bought it very small pups.
Okay. And then you have more Dicas here.
Yeah, these are the future to be big.
Wow. So you're giving this a year.
Yes, 1 year.
And then they
My
should.
rarest here is this.
Which one?
This is the Agave Pilona. You can just find that
Okay.
in the mountains of Arizona.
Wow.
And,
Pelona,
in-
Arizona.
And then in Mexico, of course.
Okay. Wow. You also have some cycads here.
Yes, that's correct. I love collecting, somehow.
Very exotic, very
Exotic.
expensive.
Not really expensive, but I love the aura of an
Palm.
an arid, not location, but
He has a
Yes.
lot here, as you can see.
yes, I'm going to
On top of the
show
cage.
you one of my favorite mangaves. These are mangaves already
Oh.
because this is now a hybrid of the Manfrida and Agave.
And it's called.
This is the Mangave Man-Eater. Look at the color. With the
Oh, with the
water.
spots.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And then.
these are fast growing
Oh.
compared to
So how long have you
standard.
been growing that one?
1 year.
1 year. Wow.
Used to be it has 2 pops. Used to have 2 leaves rather.
Okay.
And that's it.
It has grown that big already.
very big.
What about this one? I find this very interesting. It also has those spots,
Yeah.
but this is more green and variegated,
This
or is it?
Look at the color. So if there's more sun, yeah, it will show its spots, pinkish, yellowish. This is the Mangave Kaleidoscopy.
Oh,
Very cool.
very nice.
Very tough in the sun and then
So how long have you been growing that?
a year as well.
Wow. So what else? What else do you want to show me here?
Yes.
He has a lot of bigger
So, yeah.
specimens here.
Big specimen with other collections.
So how often do you water again, Buchi?
Till now, I'm expecting rainy season, so I'm watering lesser. So once a week will do
Okay.
for the rainy season.
And do you just shower them with your hose, or?
Yeah, I have a sprinkler because it's hard to water them because you get stung by their leaves.
Okay,
I have
very
a
nice.
sprinkler.
So we are here right now, like what I mentioned at the start of the vlog. We are going to do a repotting session on one of Buchi's agave. And as you can see, we have here some products from Macitera. Together with the products are their owners. So we have Mark and Riza. Thank you so much for sponsoring
Thank
this
you.
vlog.
I'm very
Okay.
happy and honored.
Yeah, so it's the rainy season right now here in the Philippines, and as we've always been saying to all of our talks, soil mix is very important. And why is soil mix important, Mark?
Okay, soil mix 101. Okay, the soil mix is very important because that's where your plant gets its nutrition, and basically it's the food of the plant. So when you have the plant in a good soil mix, the plant grows better. Okay, and there would be a lot of factors considering acidity, alkalinity, and all of those things, which we'll be discussing in detail later in a while. while we repot with the Agave Prince, Bucci.
Okay, so before we do that, what is the composition of a Macetera soil mix?
Okay. The difference between Macetera soil mix and the basic soil mix that you get in the market is we make sure, or we make it a point that we use all decomposed materials. Okay.
So
Most
it's
of
all
this,
organic.
We have 70% pumice and
Okay.
about 30% organics.
Okay.
And most of it would be around 2 to 3 years old to make sure that all of the things that you have on the soil mix would be beneficial for the plant.
Okay, so it's not like you have a fresh compost and you can use it right away.
You can't because the organic matter is very high.
It has to mature.
It has to
Something
mature.
like that. Okay.
Okay. This way, you could get lesser contamination,
Okay.
pests and everything. So you make sure that you get pure nutrition for your plants and less disturbance.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so is that really how you replant? You just sit there?
It's very comfortable and it's windy.
Okay, so what products are you going to use?
Yes, I got this from a very good friend, Macetera Soil. I noticed the soil is very good. Yeah, I got this before already, so this is my second time going to use this. Look at their soil. I'm going to show you their soil, and this is good for agaves.
Why is it good for agave?
I think because it's a fast drying soil. You can see more pumice. Agave can survive without pumice, but in a tropical country like this, the growth is not that perfect.
Okay.
So we need this kind of soil for agaves, very green.
Okay.
I think for agaves, the water retention for this will last for 1 to 2 days, which is good for rainy season,
Okay.
and it will dry up. Agave plant need to be to dry up before watering. But
Okay.
it's okay to water them twice a week or twice or thrice a week depending on our climate. So yep, this is one of their special soil. I love it. I'm going to repot one of my favorite hybrid agave, which I got
Okay.
somewhere else. And since I'm located on a rooftop, it's very hot. I'm going to add more vermicast. It's from Macetera as well.
So what's a vermicast?
I think it's an organic pure soil.
From worms, right?
Yeah, from worms. Yeah, I think so. But I still use this. I'm going to mix this with their.
So do you measure it or do you just feel it?
I just feel it because agaves doesn't really need,
Precision.
soil. I'll just add this for more nutrients for the agave. Alrighty. Since Macetera soil is really good for cacti, but agave needs more water, so I'm going to add the Macetera vermicast. Yeah, just going to mix it. I'm not using gloves because I have green thumb, so the plant needs to feel my thumb or my fist.
Is that really how it works?
Yeah, so,
Wow.
this is good.
And they say that, if your hand touches the soil, it makes you more relaxed, more
More of a gardener. So yeah, I think this is already good. I'm going to
Okay.
cut this hybrid agave.
So what's that?
It has no name.
No name.
It has no name, but I forgot the mother hybrid or the origin of this guy. Anyway, we're going to remove.
So is it okay to repot agave during the rainy season?
That's fine, yeah. As long as the agave is established like this.
Mhm.
So, I'm actually using a plastic pot
Okay.
with bigger holes. Can you see my eyes there?
So do you recommend plastic pots versus terracotta pots?
For agave, since they need more water, I recommend to use plastic pot with a big hose like this.
Okay.
I got this from somewhere else.
Okay. So how many inches is that pot?
The last, I think it was 9 inches
9 inches.
or 10. I forgot.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm going to put some soil.
So again,
Here.
what Bucci did, he uses the Macetera soil mix together with some vermicast to
Yeah.
provide more moisture.
That's correct. Yeah, just a little thin cover so that the new soil will feel the Macetera soil. There. Just to cover the holes.
Okay.
Now this is the most challenging part, is to removing the plant. This is actually a wet soil, so just had a thunderstorm last night, so but it's okay for agave. Doesn't matter.
So you just shake it till it drops.
So you know.
After 10 years. Wow. Very nice roots you got there, Bucci.
Yes, it will be better roots if I use the Macetera.
And that is not because it was sponsored by Macetera. I think we have quite a lot
I've been
of
friends with Macetera 2 years ago, so no sponsor. Yes, you can
and I think we
see-
have a lot of testimonials already. So
There we go. Then I have to remove the old soil partially, so that the roots will grow more, especially when I put the Macetera.
so how do you know if your agave have good roots?
So you can see, that's the answer.
So as long as it's white, it means
Yes, it has
fresh roots.
That's correct. I got this plant very dehydrated, so I think this is good. Because the most important is the new roots. They have to feel the new soil. So it will just recover by itself within 2 weeks. Yeah, they will expand. This is okay now because I actually just repotted this like 4 months ago.
So how often should you repot? agave?
Normally I repot once a year, but the one that I still use the same pot, but it depends on me.
Okay.
I just remove the old soil and then put a new soil again. So have to manage, make it into the center.
Okay.
There we go. So you can make sure that the soil is exposed. They can feel the new soil for them to recover very fast.
Okay.
I'm going to put now the Macetera soil.
So it has to be centered
Yes, of course.
and it has to be leveled.
Yes, because if you're going to put this, it's a dish garden.
Okay. And if it's not leveled, it's not going to grow
Yeah.
with a perfect shape, right?
Yes, actually. Right, I'm going to. Oh, I love the soil. Oh, it's very. That's it. Very easy. I think this is very fast drying soil for the rainy season. So, there. Ow.
So you don't use any tools or something like that
No,
to,
I love my
protect
hands.
you.
Yeah, I love my hands. I love doing.
Like what you've said, you like being pinched.
Yes. scared of the blood. No. And I think their soil is very clean for me because when I use Macitera soil, I'm being pinched by my plant, so I have blood, so I don't care. Even though I have blood, I'm not going to touch the soil. I think it's clean. It will not make me tetano or what. There you go. This is very good. I'm planning to repot all of my plants this coming November, because that's their anniversary with their own soil. So I'm looking forward to use again the Macitera soil when I do that for some of my big plants. There we go. Voila.
Okay. And then do you water it? When will you water it after repotting?
You can water it maybe tomorrow. Because we just, as I've said, we had a thunderstorm last night, so I won't water it. And it's actually moist, so we can
You don't need to water it anymore.
yeah.
Okay.
And later we're going to put some toppings so that it will look good, clean.
Okay. So what toppings do you recommend?
Yeah, I recommend
I think you're
Lava
using a lot of
rocks.
lava rocks.
this one. I think Macitera will produce this soon as well, for a better planting experience.
So Bucci, what do you have there?
Yes, I have this Agave Horrida. My Agave Horrida pups, and I planted this March before summer. This is my original soil mix. This
Okay.
is March. About this, for Macitera, I use a Macitera soil for this. This is only for 2 weeks. So compare it.
Wow.
And look,
Look
at
at the
the
fresh roots.
freshness roots of the Macitera. Right? Compared to my original mix, this is my original mix. It's about to rot. It's
Okay.
not that fresh, unlike the Macitera for only 2 weeks.
The roots are very fresh. and
Very
wide.
fresh and
It is almost the same size
yes,
pops, right?
That's correct. This is actually smaller, but this one grows faster within 2 weeks. It has
Okay.
2 leaves in 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Oh. What can you say? Okay. So thank you very much, Bucci, for sharing your love for agave and other
Yes,
succulent plants.
always.
Until our next visit here.
Okay, of course. You're always welcome. Thank you for the leche plan. And thank you for visiting me, guys.
Right, so there you go, guys. We have Bucci. And by the way, guys, I would like to take this opportunity to just give you some info. So we are actually planning a big event that's going to happen on February 2020. Correct? 2020. In Clark. It's going to be called the Clark International Horticulture Show. It's an event.
I'll be there.
So follow Philippine Nursery Men in Facebook so that you are going to be updated. And again, please do subscribe to Gelo Sanctuary in YouTube, like our page. Gelo Sanctuary, do you have any page?
Yes.
Bucci is also the admin of the amazing Agave Facebook page.
Yeah, you can like our page, or our group rather. And I have my personal page as well, the Sky Garden Manila.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I have 40 followers.
Okay, so that's it. Until our next raid. Bye, guys. Bye, Bucci.